It's the first round of the Texas high school football playoffs, and we are celebrating by predicting every single game across the Lone Star State. Well, Lisa, I hope you learned your lesson. Never help anyone. We're fixing to pick 'em. Welcome into Fixin' to Pick'em in partnership with the NFHS Networks, your guide to the Texas high school football playoffs. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's the first week of the playoffs, guys. The bi-district round. We couldn't be more excited. In fact, we're so excited that I'm predicting every single game. That's right, all 352. They're scrolling down here at the bottom, so look for your game. But for now, we start in Alief. 6 o'clock Saturday night at Alief's Crump Stadium in 6A Division I play between the Alief Taylor Lions and the Dickinson Gators. What are the keys to this matchup? Well, key number one, Dickinson's ball control. If you haven't seen the Gators, this is not an offense that scores a ton of points. They like to win with defense, but their offense does feed their defense. They've got about a 2-to-1 run-to-pass ratio led by their running back, Miles Lewis. Can they convert on third downs, keep the ball away from this explosive Alief Taylor offense, and control the time of possession? Key number two, Taylor's big plays. On the other side of the ledger, you've got a Taylor offense that likes to hit the big play with their quarterback, Dante Warren, and their wide receiver, Brennan Eagles. A lot of different weapons on this Lions attack. Can they hit a couple home runs in this one? A couple 40, 50 yards plays and loosen up this very good Dickinson defense? If they can, things are going to go pretty well for the Lions offense. And key number three, turnovers. I know you could say this about pretty much every football game ever played, but it's especially relevant in this game. Both these teams have one loss entering the playoffs, and both of those losses can be pretty much traced back directly to turnovers. In Clear Springs' win over Dickinson, they had a critical interception return for a touchdown that really broke that game open. And for Alief Taylor, in their loss last week to George Ranch, they turned the ball over 5 times. Simply put, who is more careful with the football? Who am I picking? I'm taking Alief Taylor. I will say that this game is pretty much a coin flip in my mind because both these teams do things so well. I love Alief Taylor's offense, and I really like Dickinson's defense. But I think that Taylor is going to be able to hit a couple of big plays with wide receiver Brennan Eagles. That's going to loosen things up and maybe get Dickinson chasing. That's not where they want to play. They want to play from ahead and win with their defense. That's why I like Alief Taylor to come out with a win. What a matchup in 3A Division I, 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Hewitt's Panther Stadium, as the Franklin Lions take on the Teague Lions in a Central Texas clash. What are the keys to this one? Well, key number one, Antonio Hurd's moment. If you don't know about the Teague junior quarterback, he's been really special for them. This is a run-first offense, and he is their leading rusher, but more importantly, he hits passes when he needs to. They need to have that balance against a very good Franklin defense. Can Antonio Hurd run the ball effectively and hit a couple of big plays over the top? Key number two, Franklin in the fourth quarter. If anybody watched Franklin's drive to a 3A Division II state title game last year, you saw that this was a team that relied on wearing people down with their physical defense and their running game with Rashawn Green, Thomas Box, and other running backs that they have in their stable. This game's probably going to be close. It's probably going to be a one-possession game heading into the fourth quarter. Can Franklin finish like they did all year last year? Key number three, pedigree. So Franklin ran to a 3A Division II state title game last year, and you'd think, well, that's good enough. You know, Teague's had some success, but that's a lot of success there for Franklin. But even more importantly, the players on Franklin got 6 games of playoff experience. Teague's had some playoff experience themselves, but not like Franklin got last year. Does that ability to know what's coming in these big games affect Franklin? Who am I picking? I like Franklin in this one. I do think that Teague is going to have a chance if they can take care of the football and have a big game from their quarterback, Antonio Hurd. But I really like the way that this Franklin team is built. The defense has been excellent all year long, and the running game is as grinding as ever. I think that Franklin comes out with a very close win. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Allen's Eagles Stadium at 6A Division I play between the Allen Eagles and the Euless Trinity Trojans. What a first-round matchup of DFW area Titans. For Allen, it's been steady as she goes. 10-0, looking great. Trinity has had a very up-and-down year. At times, they've looked like a real state title contender, and at other times, they've fallen completely flat. Talent is not the issue here. The issue is going to be, can Trinity put it all together? For now, I like Allen to hold serve at home. What a matchup in the Panhandle, 7 p.m. Friday night at Woodrow's Pirates Stadium as Lubbock Cooper takes on Canyon. I think the key player in this one is Canyon linebacker Dane Douglas. If he has a big game, he can stifle this Lubbock Cooper offense with a little help from his defensive friends. I think Canyon comes away with a very narrow win. And a gem in the Piney Woods in 4A Division I play, 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Lufkin's Martin Stadium as Silsbee takes on Carthage. This might be the most physical game of the first round. I'm really excited to see these two teams get after it. Who is able to run the ball more effectively? For now, I like Carthage. But those are far from the only big games in round one of the Texas High School Football Playoffs, as you can see, because I'm picking all the games down here. Let's get to the lightning round. In 6A Division I, I like Midland to beat El Paso El Dorado. Give me Rowlett on the road at Coppell, and I think Spring beats Klein. I like Clear Springs to beat Pearland. I think Austin Westlake beats San Antonio Reagan, and I'm taking San Antonio O'Connor to beat Converse Judson. Huge games in 6A Division II. I like Abilene to beat Arlington. I think Cedar Hill puts it all together with a win over Hewitt Midway, and John Tyler beats Lufkin. I like Longview to beat Beaumont Westbrook. Friendswood beats defending champ Richmond George Ranch. And Pearland Dawson beats Clearbrook. I like Cibolo Steel over San Antonio Brandeis, and Del Rio takes down McAllen Row. 5A Division I now. I like Amarillo to beat Lubbock Monterey. Give me Richland to take down Fort Worth South Hills. And I think Mansfield Legacy wins a shootout over Cleburne. Texas High stays unbeaten with a win over West Mesquite. Cedar Park stays unbeaten with a win over Willis, and Port Arthur Memorial beats New Caney Porter. I like Alamo Heights over Austin LBJ, and Angleton beats San Antonio Lanier. 5A Division II now. I like El Paso Parkland to beat El Paso Bowie. Let me go with Wiley East to beat Marshall, and Burleson Centennial takes down Mansfield Timberview. I like Georgetown to beat Brenham, and Port Neches Groves beats Barbers Hill. In the Valley, I like Sherilyn Pioneer to beat Ed Couch Elsa, and Rosenberg Terry beats San Antonio Highlands. 4A Division I now. I like Brownwood to beat Sanger, Carrollton Ranchview to beat Mineral Wells, and Rockport Fulton beats LaFeria. In 4A Division II, I like Graham over Godley, and give me Gladewater to beat Tatum. I like Shepherd in a close one over Hardin Jefferson, and Sinton beats Rio Hondo. 3A Division I now. I like Clyde over Ponder, Pottsboro just barely over Kemp, and George West beats Bishop. In 3A Division II, I like Sonora to beat Toller, and I think Gilmer Harmony beats Paul Pewitt. Newton beats defending champ Wascom, and Odom beats Poth. 2A Division I has a bunch of tough games to call. I like New Deal to beat Stinnett West Texas, and Bosqueville beats Goldthwaite. I like Joaquin over Lovelady, and Harper to beat Thrall. In 2A Division II, I like Seagraves over Bovina, and Electra beats Lindsay. I'm taking Overton over Hull Dicetta, and Bruni over Pettis. And a big slate of six-man action. In 1A Division I like Garden City to beat Ira, and in 1A Division II, I like Milford to beat Oglesby. That's going to do it for Fixing to Pick 'em in partnership with the NFHS Networks. Did you get all that? All my picks are down here, so if you missed any of them, rewind and go check where I picked your team. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy week 1 of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. We'll see you.